Lion William was the only son of an old widow. Because of poverty, he could not study. The poor boy used to cut grass and sell it, and with the little money he earned, he and his mother managed to survive with great difficulty. That was the reason Lion William wasn't married yet, although he was already 24 or 25 years old. His mother was very saddened by this. She wished to bring a moonlight bride for her son as soon as possible, but due to having no money, no one even looked at her son. Everyone said the same thing. "We've made the mistake of marrying our daughter into a poor home before. Never again." Lion William knew how deeply his mother desired to have grandchildren, but he was helpless. Despite working so hard, he still couldn't save enough money to get married and fulfill his mother's wish. Days kept passing like this. Lion William's mother became ill from all the sorrow. Seeing her worsening condition, many problems began to surround Lion William too, where he once used to cut and bring 3 bundles of grass. Now he was down to 2.5 rupees worth. Cutting just a little bit of grass made his heart lose all courage, and he would sit down, doing nothing. Once, he could carry 1.5 mons of grass alone on his head, but now he couldn't even lift 20 seers. The cart drivers he used to sell the grass to kept asking him again and again, "What's wrong, Lion William? Why are you bringing so little grass these days?" He would reply with the same sentence, "Poverty has made me old while still young. I can't cut grass anymore." But one day, when he went to the jungle to cut grass, he saw a deer lying on the ground, trembling in pain. Lion William ran toward it, and to his shock, he saw a long arrow stuck in the deer's neck. Because of it, blood was gushing out from the poor animal's wound. Lion William didn't hesitate. He quickly pulled the arrow out of the deer's neck. Then he tore off a piece from his shirt and tied it around the wound. Thanks to this, the bleeding stopped, and the deer was saved from the jaws of death. Just then, a hunter on horseback arrived. As soon as the wounded deer saw him, it leaped up and, even in its injured state, ran off in one direction. Before the mountain hunter could fire another arrow, the deer disappeared into thick bushes. The hunter grew furious. He jumped off his horse and started punching and slapping Lion William. He also hurled filthy abuses at him. At that moment, a group of deer appeared from the jungle and began walking toward him. They all looked at Lion William with eyes full of gratitude. One strong, sturdy deer stepped forward and said, "Brother, we have come to thank you, because you saved our prince's life. If you don't mind, we would like to present you with a gift to repay this kindness." Lion William remained silent. "Our king will be very pleased," the deer continued, "when he learns that you have accepted his gift." Lion William was astonished to see the deer talking like humans. That strong deer sensed what was in his heart and said again, "Brother, don't be surprised. The deer who live in this forest possess many unique abilities. That is because our ancestors once saved a holy man from the disciples of a wicked magician named Naili Chad. That saint blessed our elders with many powers, one of which was the ability to speak like humans. This event happened 4,000 years ago. Apart from this gift, the same noble elder also gave our ancestors the treasure of the witch Gunna Chad, which is sealed in a golden chest. No one has opened that chest till this day, because for us, diamonds and jewels are worthless. What use do wild animals have for treasure? Now, our honorable king wishes to present this treasure to you, so that your kindness may be repaid." As the deer finished speaking, Lion William quickly said, "I hope this witch's treasure doesn't bring misfortune to me. I'm a poor man. What if I end up losing more than I gain?" The deer replied to his concern, "I can't say anything about that. None of us have ever opened the chest. It is exactly as it was, sealed shut for thousands of years. So I believe no harm will come to you." The deer's reassurance comforted Lion William. Besides, he thought to himself, "Given how I'm living now, what could be more humiliating? Even if the witch's treasure brings shame, it won't be worse than this misery." And so, he agreed to accept the treasure of Gunna Chad. Then the deer took him deep into the jungle, to the king of the deer. The deer king thanked him greatly, and then sent him, along with some strong deer, toward Bamra Lake, which was hidden within the forest. Upon reaching the lake's shore, the deer turned to Lion William and said, "We cannot enter the water. So please, dear brother, step back 100 paces. Then run and leap into the lake with full force. Wherever you land, that's where the treasure chest will be. Dive down and bring it up." Following the deer's instructions, Lion William stepped back 200 paces from the lake's edge, then sprinted forward and leapt into the water. Diving deep, he found the chest and pulled it out. The chest wasn't very large, but having been submerged for thousands of years, mud and moss had completely ruined its appearance. Lion William removed his shirt and began cleaning the mud off. Then he returned with the deer to their king. Upon receiving the treasure, the deer king first congratulated Lion William, then kindly offered him a piece of advice. "There's an ancient will pass down from our elders regarding the treasure of Gunna Chad and this chest. It says, whoever holds pure intentions and uses this treasure for the benefit of others will never suffer harm. But if this treasure falls into the hands of a cruel, selfish, foolish, or greedy person, their entire bloodline will be cursed." Lion William said, "We don't need a treasure that's guarded by a witch. What if, after opening it, we can't meet the conditions that the deer king mentioned? That chest may contain troubles, not happiness. Let it stay closed." Hearing his mother's words, Lion William lost heart. He hid the chest under a pile of grass. But when he laid down to sleep, greed for the treasure started to torment him. To let a treasure that came into his home go unused, he felt that would be madness. So, gathering his courage, he got off the bed and sat near the pile of grass. He pulled out the chest and placed it on his knees, trying to open it. As soon as the latch loosened, Lion William's heart began to pound rapidly. He felt as if the sky was thundering, and the earth was trembling. His entire body broke into sweat. He quickly set the chest on the ground, clutched his heart, and took deep breaths. After a moment, his heartbeat stabilized. Under his breath, he said, "I'm opening this chest with a pure heart. I promise that whatever treasure lies within, I will spend it on others too. I'll build hospitals, construct roads, open schools, start free kitchens. The laborers, the needy, the poor, the widows, and the elderly, they'll benefit the most. If I fail to do so, I accept whatever punishment may come." Making this vow, he closed his eyes and opened the lid of the chest. The moment the lid lifted, a soft, pleasant fragrance filled the house, and everything was bathed in a radiant light. When Lion William opened his eyes, he was left in shock. His eyes remained wide open in disbelief, because inside the chest were diamonds, pearls, rubies, and pure gems, so bright they emitted colorful light, and also gave off a beautiful aroma. Lion William became ecstatic upon seeing the priceless gems. He began to scream in joy. Hearing his screams, his mother panicked and fell off her bed. She rushed over, clung to him, and started shaking him. Lion William, what happened, my son? What's going on?" Instead of answering, Lion William placed the chest before her and opened its lid once more. That was it. Mother and son began scooping handfuls of pearls, laughing with delight. By morning, Lion William took one of the pearls and traveled to a faraway city to sell it. From just that one pearl, he earned so much wealth that it became difficult to manage. So, he gave away half the money to beggars and poor people around the city. With the rest, he bought a palace-like home in that same city. He no longer wanted to stay in his ancestral town, so that people wouldn't trouble him without reason, or ask questions like, "Yesterday you were struggling to eat. Where did you get all this wealth today?" During the night, he brought his mother and the golden chest to the new city. Seeing the grand house, his mother was overjoyed. She kept walking from one room to the next, excitedly saying, "Let me see now. Who dares refuse their daughter to my son? I'll have him married into a royal family." Lion William, for the first time in his life, saw true happiness on his mother's face, and it brought him immense joy. The next day, he sold another ruby and gave away half of the money to the poor and needy, using the rest to furnish the house. Soon, his name spread across the entire city. Everyone started talking about a new wealthy man who had arrived, one who was generously distributing his wealth to the poor. As the news spread, all the poor and helpless people of the city gathered outside Lion William's house. Seeing them, Lion William did not panic at all. Instead, he gave them whatever charity they asked for. Receiving it, people began chanting his name. By evening, even the city's most powerful noble, Hashemudin, had heard the news that a wealthy and generous young man had come from afar and was scattering his wealth like it meant nothing. Nawab Hashemudin thought, "If this continues, people will turn against me. Why not straighten out this foolish rich man?" So he went to Lion William's house and began advising him. "Son, use your mind. If you keep throwing money like this, soon you'll be left starving. Nature doesn't give such opportunities again and again. The poor you're trying to help, they were made poor by fate itself. This is not your fault. Just focus on your own business." Lion William might have been influenced by this advice, but he remembered his promise. So he dismissed Nawab Hashim politely. Now Nawab Hashim decided to play another trick. The next day, he went to Lion William's mother and said, "Sister, your son has impressed me deeply. That's why I want to make him my son-in-law. I have only 2 daughters. The elder is already married. I want to give the younger one's hand to your son. I hope you won't refuse." Hearing this, Lion William's mother was overjoyed. A nobleman was offering his daughter. What more could she ask for? She quickly agreed. When Lion William found out, he fought with his mother. "Why did you accept a proposal from the Nawab's daughter? If wealth only marries into wealth, then how will the poor ever rise? Mark my words. The Nawab's daughter will never let us honor our vow. She's never seen hardship. How could she possibly understand the pain of the poor? You should have married me to a poor man's daughter. That way, another household's poverty would have ended too." But his mother didn't listen to him, and within a few days, Nawab Hashemudin's daughter, Shola, was brought home as his bride. Shola had been warned and instructed by her father, so from the moment she arrived, she began objecting to Lion William's charity work. She would constantly nag him. "What kind of work is this? You're opening clinics here, launching food kitchens there, building schools over there. Don't you realize one day you'll have children of your own? What will you do then?" Lion William would listen quietly, let her words enter one ear and exit the other. Because of this, Nawab Hashemudin's reputation took a serious hit. The entire city turned against him, saying that he was hoarding wealth like a snake, that he had plundered the people. but wasn't willing to spend a single penny to ease their suffering. As things escalated, he scolded Shola. "Why aren't you doing your part?" Seeing her father's worry, Shola became furious. She decided she would bring this matter to an end. That very day, when Lion William returned home after selling another ruby, and began distributing money to the poor outside, Shola started a fight with him. Lion William tried to calmly explain things, but she became even louder. His mother, at first, tried to calm Shola down, then eventually took her side. "Son," she said, "have we taken a contract to help the poor? There are other wealthy people in this city too." When Lion William saw even his mother supporting Shola, he held his head in despair. How could he fight two women alone? With their shouting and yelling, the two women forced him to retreat to his room, where he couldn't keep his promise of giving charity to the poor waiting outside. Those poor people eventually went back to their homes in disappointment. Breaking that vow was enough to bring disaster. Immediately, the sons and daughters of the witch Gunachad arrived outside Lion William's room. They had imprisoned him in that room. From that day till now, Lion William remains locked inside. If he ever comes out, they will tear him apart and devour him for breaking his promise. Friends, how did you like this story? Do share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thank you.